nitaedit. 614
ni aje watu wetu?
Little NK hapa.
Itakuaje?
Kazi iendelee.
Kazi iendelee. Umeshindaje?
Sina ubaya.
Na kuona
ndio kufika.
Unakaa uko poa?
Mwakilishi. Pastor Toboa.
Unajua unakuanga na ufala sana lakini hiyo ndio nilichagua.
Ufala ni part of my life.
Clearly. Hata mimi nimeshinda poa. Sina neno.
Nashukuru.
Nika Friday tena.
Ndio hiyo. Na kuna kitu hata kachai naweza kunywa hivi.
Inakaa mambo
zima hii kitu nitafute.
Umekuwa njaa.
Ai.
Umeona hivi na uko njaa.
Karibisha tu na nitupa kwa nini hata bana.
Anyway, wacha tu. Anyway, seriously. So, one of the questions that tumepata people want to know. Anyway, first of all, we are an immigrant couple. Tulikuja hapa like about 5 years ago. Na sasa hii ni therapy. Hii ni therapy yetu ya try to get into the groove of things, trying to share our experiences, labda kuna mtu atasaidika here or there. So one of the questions that we got is how do we integrate or how do we get into a community here? Because considering that you came from your country, you came from Kenya, you're here, you probably don't know a lot of people, you were used to having a community around you. How do you get a community here?
Patience.
How do you choose a community?
I guess you're talking about Kenyan community or a community because
first is a Kenyan community because there's something about having people who are from where you come from.
Yeah, it's different.
There's a way that you interact that is totally different.
Yeah.
It's good to have a community that is different from you, but there is something good and refreshing about having a community of people of whom you have the same, maybe I'll use this word, I think we've used it a lot of times, culture, same culture. How nice it is when you meet someone and you're talking Swahili or Kikuyu or Kenyan English. It's slang or inakuanga kitu unasikianga
unasikia uko home.
Unasikia uko home. So how do we choose that community? How did we choose that community?
I think the people who receive you here most probably will be people from home. And they will introduce you to people that are from home too. And those people will be your people.
Your people will be my people. Yeah?
Yes.
Again, like we said, someone who receives you will determine almost
everything,
90% of your life.
Before you.
Yes.
Yeah,
so the person who receives you will introduce you. For us, the people who received us introduced us to a Kenyan community here.
Yeah.
And then that Kenyan community introduced us to their friends.
Yeah.
That's how we had the community that we have right now.
That's true. Yeah.
So to you, what can you say about that process of getting the host giving you the community, introducing you to a community?
It's important because we did not feel out of place when we came, because at least we could see a few Kenyan people coming even to say hi to us, because our hosts used to tell them we were there and
And yes, and they had told them that we were coming.
Yeah, so
they were very receptive, and I don't know. I can't say we wouldn't be where we are without them.
Most definitely.
Yeah, we'll not be where we are because it was also including a Bible study, right? and those people played a very important role on our integration into the system.
Into the system. They even advise. Some of them give us good advice, which I always follow even today.
Yeah. And your first job was also from someone from
Kenya.
From Kenya.
Yeah.
Me too, actually. All along.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. If you get people from your community, they're gonna help you and hold you and stand with you. But not everyone will stand with you. You got, like you say, you need to know who.
Know your tribe, not tribe as in the language, but
people who think like you. They have the same interests like you. Maybe even they you go to the same church or something like that. At least you have something in common.
Yes.
And another thing is when you choosing people, and maybe you come here, bahati mbaya, you get people who will take you to some other stuff like
the wrong company.
Then you start messing yourself from there. Yeah, that's why you find other people came, they did not like one of my friends did not even stay for 2 months. He was taken back home because he got a wrong company, and in the wrong company he was caught. And nothing could have been done.
True.
So that's why we are saying the people we found are people that had a purpose to help us be what we are. Yeah.
True.
This was a very new place. We did not know nothing. So apart from someone holding you and showing you this is how we do it, this is how you should do it, you will not go far. Like, yes, you might. Kuna watu walikuja na they did not get our community people. I'm not putting them down, but it was easier for us.
Yeah, it was easier for us. I know. I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, wachana na wa Kenya." I don't know, Dom. Where it's just that there are people who fall, like you said, into the wrong hands, or people who do not guide you in the right way. Just like any other society, there are people who will not guide you the right way.
Even when you're back home, some people will tell you this tribe and that tribe, but it's you to choose. Ile kitu aliona mbaya kwa hiyo tribe is not what you don't have a problem with it, so the same thing will happen.
Yeah, so it's always a plus to have good people from your community, because I remember one of the instances, maybe if I can mention, is when after we got here and then we had challenges with your health, and these people held us. All the time you were in hospital. They came through.
They gave us a lot of encouragement
and support. Yeah, you can imagine being new, less than a year,
and you don't know no one.
You don't know anyone in a new country, and you have no one else. That community became like
family.
Not like they are.
They are family.
They are family.
Because and the best thing about the community we are in, they will stand with you through when you're good and when you're down. They will hold your hand. They don't run away from you. Yeah.
So the choice of community, it could be, it's a tricky one. But if you find the right people, they will guide you. And pia wewe ni mtu mzima. You can be able to tell just jitoe tu pole pole. And even among that community that you have, kuna wala watu, there are those people who you get along with better than others. So just choose the people who are going in the same direction as you are going, right?
And the people who are willing to hold you. Until they even call you to ask you, ulisema utafanya kitu fulani, did you do it, challenging you. Mbona unataka kufanya hiyo, hapana usifanye hivyo, that's what you need, people who will guide you, not to let you, like people who will not see like, oh, wacha uone sasa akienda kwa shida, they tell you before you get there. Honesty, like you saying, is more important. Love for a brother and sister, very important. and guidance.
Yeah, and this community also helps because most of them have children, older children, and it was easier even for Kayla to integrate into this.
And they help her.
Yeah,
so
they helped her a lot.
In fact, I would say even now, when we push Kayla to some levels, she knows where to run
Yeah,
to.
she knows which auntie to go to and say, hey, I want to wanipeleki vizuri. Yes, so
Auntie Flo tunakuona.
yeah, so that is important.
Yeah.
The other one, the other community that I think we have is friends. We still have friends back in Kenya who we keep in touch.
Yeah.
And we make it a point to talk to them every once in a while, just to have that touch. So still, that's a community that you cannot leave behind. You know, you cannot forget
those are
where
our
you
people.
where you came from and how they've held you over time. And also, we have friends who are, I don't know what to call them. I don't even know what to say, whether they are friends or they are family. They are people who have been with us for the longest time. Some are here, and others are in Canada.
Those are our crazy friends.
Yes. So those are
Whether
the ones.
you like it or you don't, they will be there.
So those finding those friends that just remind you that you're still young at heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that life is never that serious anyway. At the end of the day, as much as we have responsibilities, you need those friends that remind you where you came from and who you are. You know, because they knew you before you had a family. They knew you before you had this many responsibilities. So they keep you accountable.
Yeah, and they've been there forever, you know, like I would say, like forever since we knew them.
Since we knew them. And then the other communities are our friends and family from other states. How do we keep in touch with those?
If the states are not so far from where we are, we make a point of visiting each other once in a while. You know, one thing when you get into this system and you sink into it, you have unajiambia lazima, because if you don't do that you will not do nothing. Utakuwa tu unasema na fulani tunafaa tukamwone mwaka inaisha. So you make a date and say hii mwezi tutakuja kukuona, will come see you, so just know that na una mark mahali. So hata wewe you know you have to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We also try and call them a lot and have WhatsApp groups
and
for sending memes and forwards, just for someone to know you're thinking about them.
Do you know, to keep friendship you don't even need to keep on writing. You can even send them memes. They know at least you have them in mind.
The memes,
they laugh. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Make someone's day. You know, so you just send something.
So because this country can be very lonely, very lonely. It's not like how we used to every weekend back in Kenya. Every weekend you have a sherehe here, sherehe there. You're going to see this person. People have crazy schedules. If you all agree we're going to meet on Friday at 7, between 7 and 10 p.m. Jua, near 7 to 10.
And you have to keep time.
Yeah, you have to
some
keep
people
time.
After 10 they are going to work.
Yeah, so respecting others people's time pia hapa ni
is key.
Is very important. Yeah. So it's good, mimi nitasema it's good to have a community wherever you are.
That's true.
Just choose who you want to be in your community because they are there. And there's nothing as good kama hivyo tumesema unamit mtu unaona kama vile unaendanga maybe unaenda Kroger ama unaenda Walmart alafu tunaona mtu alafu tunasema huyo ni Mkenya.
No, hata saa zingine aka kabaja aka. Si unaonaga nikikaona naambia mtu ujambo.
Hiyo ama ile unaonanga mtu.
Najua ni wetu. By the way, there's a way you know your people.
Yeah, there's
hata kama yani kuna jamaa alinisimamisha, I think I was nilikuwa mahali sikumbuki vizuri ni wapi, but akaniambia, "Hey, vipi?"
Remember hata ile time tulienda kwa park?
Yeah.
Ile time tulikuwa tunatembea.
Tunatembea, and yeah.
Alafu tukaona alafu tukasema, I think ni wa Kenya.
Na wakatusalimia.
Wakatusalimia, so we
Tukaanza
just started
tu kucheka,
kucheka,
nao wakacheka.
Yeah. There is something warms your heart ukiona tu mtu wenyu.
Hata hamjuani, lakini something tu ina click.
Yeah. So community for me it is important because ni wale watu wanna understand your struggles. And
do you know, when you're with your community, there are some jokes they will understand, and you might make home jokes na mcheke, you know.
Yes.
It's there's something about it. You just need your people.
You need your people.
Yeah.
You need your community.
We are not putting out the people that we met. We love everyone, but at least
wanakuanga na special place.
Yeah. But at least we are talking about east or west. Home is best.
Yes. Wanakuanga poa sana. So choosing your community, for us, it started with the people, our hosts' friends, and then our family, our friends who had been here, or in Canada, and then from there, the family that has been here in other states, friends who have been here in other states. So that's we might not keep in touch as much as the people who we are with in the same state, but it is important for us to have a community that we can identify with.
And at least someone you can talk to, and you feel like shida yako imepata solution. Otherwise utapata unakuwa na depression without knowing. Because huku hata kutembelea jirani ni ngumu, hata kuonana na jirani. Kama the next jirani sijui nilimuona lini.
I know, you know they are there, but that's it.
That's it. Ni utoke kwa nyumba uende kazi urudi kwa nyumba. Na hata huko kazi unaenda, maybe wale unakuta si ati mnaenda, ni kazi.
And then hivyo tu unasema umeshinda nje, umeenda job, unaongea kizungu kutoka asubuhi
mpaka
jioni. Alafu unaniambia nikuja kwa nyumba
tuongee tena hiyo
kizungu. Tuongee tena kizungu.
Kwani sisi ni wazungu?
So nataka tu hiyo community yenye tunaweza enda mahali mnaweza ongea Kiswahili or whichever other language mnaweza ongea, Kikuyu, Sheng. Hata kama Sheng yetu bado iko nyuma.
Yetu iko nyuma kidogo. Siku hizi nasikia ile wanaongea hata sielewi.
Hata tuwezi keep up. So
weka na ile unajua.
Nikae na ile. Unajua hata ukiongea mtu anajua huyu
ni wa miaka fulani.
Huyu ni wa miaka fulani. So hiyo pia ni important for me. It's important to have that community to give us a form of identity.
That's true.
Yeah, but I know it's not for everyone, but for us it is important.
Oh yeah. So we are just talking about sisi, because everyone, kila mtu akona vile anataka.
So if you want to find your own community, just find people who have the same interest as you. It's just like any other friendship. Just like any other friendship. So we have other communities, like people who we work with, who are not Kenyan, or some are Africans from other countries.
Other countries,
So that's also important, also interesting, because we get to exchange and get to know how they think about us Kenyans and how we think about them from other countries, maybe Nigeria, West Africa, Central Africa.
People even from Congo.
So that, and also we have a community for now people from here. So that's also it's also interesting to see how different all those communities are and how they impact our lives and change our worldviews in so many different ways.
I'm waiting for the day that we will have an African community in America. Whereby
that would be nice. That would be nice.
And they set a date whereby it's the African.
I think it starts with, if it's East Africans to have their own, Central Africans to have their own, South Africans to have their own, West Africa, North Africa, and then the leaders from each of those communities now have the umbrella. community
Yeah.
where they can have an African.
That's what I'm waiting for, to have one African community.
Weanza.
Oi.
Yeah. So our communities are mostly a Kenyan community, right? We have
Mostly.
a Kenyan community. We have an African community, people who we relate to who are Africans from other African countries. We have now people from here, American community.
Yeah.
And all those different communities impact us in very different ways. They change our worldviews. We impact them too because we tell them about us, and that exchange of ideas broadens your perspective on so many different things.
And also some of them, they have gone back to Africa and come back and say, this is not what I expected. Yeah. You know, if we did not push that to them, they would never have gone to Masai Mara and come back and say, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know how seeing the animals roam in the wild.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
the things we take for granted. For instance, the things we take for granted, you're like, so what? Masai Mara nini? There are people who value that
yeah, and
so
they
much
talk
they have
about
never
it.
seen. And even funny thing is that you remember that someone who's never seen a mango in their life.
Yeah.
It's such small things.
They know mango juice, but they've never seen the real mango.
Yeah, you're like, what? Things you take for granted. So yeah, but different communities impact us in different ways.
That's
true. Yeah, if you want to choose, you choose who you feel comfortable to be with.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to drop people.
Chaguo ni lako.
Yeah, don't be afraid to drop people because
pick and drop.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you. You know what you want. Choose, study, interact, and choose what you want. Right?
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, maisha ni yako.
Hapo kweli.
And for that,
Baadaye.